everybody. I have two young men here who, for their age, have got a great prospect ahead of them. This is Ricky and Matt. Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
And they're going to be opening on the 28th of September something very different in the way of a pet shop. It's called Felixstowe Exotics, which is under Cliff Road West.
Yeah.
I've got that right, haven't I?
Yeah,
Under Cliff Road West. And the difference is, it's not your normal run-of-the-mill animals. It's going to be, as you will see very shortly, there's spiders, there's snakes, there's lizards, there's tortoise, and a lot more, which they'll explain exactly what they're going to have in the shop. You'll be doing feed for the if you've already got an exotic animal, and I think you said tropical plants as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
you
we
mentioned tropical plants.
as well.
So you know it's going to be absolutely brilliant. But more than that, and the boys are going to explain that. So okay, well I mean, okay, you've got Felixstowe Exotics coming up. So how did this idea come into your mind?
Yeah, we've been keeping reptiles for about. I've been keeping them for about 10 years, and Ricky's been keeping them for longer. And then we just sort of sat down one day and thought, might as well do something with it. And then we came up with Felixstowe Exotics.
Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. So obviously you've got an idea, you've got a pet shop. So what did you do about finding premises?
We actually had a lot of help with finding premises. We do have another partner who's not really in the shop, he's more of a silent partner, but is Magnum Tattoos.
Yeah, I think most people know Magnum Tattoos.
He's absolutely fantastic, and so is his wife Jane.
Mm-hmm.
They've been absolute stars to us, really.
Yeah.
They've put a lot of trust in us, and it's benefiting everybody at the minute, so touch wood that nothing bad comes of it.
No, I'm sure it won't do. So you've got this premises. I do know for a fact it was an empty shell and you took it over.
Yeah.
So you have this empty shell, which you've been doing up. Explain exactly what you've done inside.
We've got a live pond with fish and terrapin in it. We've got a wooded area for children's reptile club.
Mm-hmm.
A massive snake rack full of vivs with snakes in them. A huge tarantula and scorpion selection, amphibians. Just everything, really, like loads of different bits and bobs in there going on at the minute.
And our resident bearded dragon who just walks around the shop.
Yeah.
There you are, you see. So it's obviously a very safe place to go into.
Yeah.
And none of these animals are dangerous?
None of them.
No.
So they're all very safe, so you're going to feel quite safe going into the shop.
Everything's locked. The only time that animals will be coming out is obviously the bearded dragon. He basically just lives outside.
Yeah.
But also everything, spiders wise, snake wise, everything is under lock and key until somebody asks us. So.
And then you can obviously get them out
Yeah,
and
we
show
can get
it
them out and
to
show
them.
them, let them play with it, handle it for a bit.
Yeah.
And work on that.
But I believe you're going to have rescue animals in there as well.
Yeah, we do have quite a few rescues at the minute actually. We have a lot of leopard geckos, crested geckos, a couple of snakes, a couple of spiders. It's just generally what people have neglected or they've had problems and they've been able to keep.
Yeah, fair enough. So obviously they need a special new home, which is absolutely brilliant. So okay, people can come in your shop, they can look round, and you're going to give them all the advice you get.
Yeah, everything. Every animal that's sold comes with a care sheet as well.
Brilliant. So they know exactly how to look after them, care, and people will be totally able to come back in the shop and talk to you if you've got any problems. You can give the proper advice.
Yeah. We do offer aftercare as well.
Okay.
Obviously, if you buy an animal from us, or even your own personal animals,
Yeah.
if you have any trouble like with your snakes, not feeding properly, Matt is absolutely fantastic with snakes, and he'll come and you can bring your animal to the shop, or we'll go to your house and help you with your animals, and same with scorpions and tarantulas, everything really.
Fantastic. Now, out of curiosity, what does a snake eat?
Snakes on size. If they're small, like they're a little python.
Yeah.
She'll eat a pinky, which is a few day old mouse.
Right.
Some of the big snakes I've got eat chickens, baby day old chickens.
Yeah.
And then our large boy in the shop called Khan. He's a 9-foot albino Burmese.
Ooh.
And he eats jumbo rats and about that big.
Oh my goodness. goodness,
Yeah.
goodness. Now, is this live meat or?
No,
No,
it's against
dead.
the law. Yeah, it's against the law to feed live food.
Well, actually, that's a curiosity. I'm going to say that because I mean, my son, he went to Otley College and he started doing a veterinary sort of assistant care thing, and he actually walked out one day because they were making him feed their snake live chicks.
Yeah, no, it is against the law.
And he never went back after that. So to me, that's sort of
Yeah, I can
totally
imagine
against
it's
the
nice.
grain, you know,
Yeah.
it was horrible. Which is really, really bad. But tell our viewers what is so different about this shop, because it's not just a shop, it's not just about selling animals.
No, it's not. The whole reason we opened the shop in the first place was so we can bring the younger group to our shop so they can learn, they can start from the beginning. So basically with the children's club we work on a point system.
Yeah.
So each time like somebody wins a competition or something like that, or like picture of the week, something like that,
Yeah.
they gain a point.
Yeah.
And then basically what that point can go towards is something from the shop, obviously on parents' consent,
Okay.
or it can go towards prizes like puzzles, pictures, anything like that.
Yeah.
So basically the whole point of Kids Club is we're going to start from the beginning, we're going to start to teach them how to look after the animals before they start touching them, cleaning them out, feeding them. So it's not just your mum buys you an animal
Yes.
and it's stuck in a cupboard, do you know what I mean?
No,
We don't,
exactly.
this is what we want to try and eliminate from.
Yeah, and also we've got such a wide range from the very sort of beginning spiders, like the Mexican red knee, all the way to the orb-weaving spider, which is it's more of a
It's very fast.
enthusiast.
Yeah. Yeah.
From anything from corn snakes to Taiwanese beauty snakes. So we're sort of not, we're aiming at the kids, but at the same time, the more
Advanced people as
more
well.
advanced
Yes.
people, we've got things to cover their sort of needs and wants with them as well.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
animals.
Yeah, which is absolutely brilliant. And you're going to be giving talks as well.
Yeah, we have been contacted by social services, and we are going to be introducing a little, I think it's a couple of hours a week,
Yeah.
to autistic children.
Yeah.
So we can allow autistic children to come in with no other pressure of other people being around them, and they can play with the animals, learn about the animals.
Yes.
So, but in a controlled environment. So
how many children will you have at each time?
it depends. Our reptile club at the minute has gone crazy. We weren't expecting as many people as we did.
Yeah, we were starting off 1 day a week, but already we've got it 3 days a week now.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Just due to people telling us that they want their children to sign up and join it.
Yeah.
So it's gone a bit manic.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out and we'll get everybody in one way or another.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic, absolutely brilliant. Now, you've obviously got your animals in, or some of them,
Yeah, this
a
is.
little cross range. This is what I'm going to be very brave halfway down the line, and I'm going to be holding some of these animals, or stroking them. I might go as far as stroking them, which is great. But obviously, you've bought them in these containers, but how big is the habitats where you're actually keeping them out? I mean, okay, we've got a tortoise.
They don't actually live in vivariums. Tortoises
That's
live.
what I was going to say.
Yeah, they live in actual tortoise stables. But yeah, they need. Obviously, every animal requires a hot and a cold area.
Right.
So you have the lamp at one end, and
Okay.
you have a hide or something. The tortoises, for instance, have a box
Right.
where they
Okay.
live under, and that's generally how the tortoise lives, and it's about 3 foot by about 2.5 foot.
Yeah.
So it's quite a dense area for them, really.
Right, okay. So the tortoise, we'll start with the tortoise. And the tortoise here, I mean, how old is this one?
He is
Nearly 2 years.
2 years old, yeah.
2 years old. He's still a baby.
Yeah.
Still totally a baby, because I mean, tortoises can live a long time.
Yeah, well over 100 years.
Yeah, this is going to say.
They can outlive most people.
Absolutely brilliant. So, how much would somebody have to fork out for a tortoise?
It's
See, they.
because there's so many different species. Every
Yeah.
price has
Yeah.
a range. A lot of tortoises have to have certificates
Right.
to prove them they're not taken from the wild.
Exactly.
But horsefield's, for instance, they don't actually have certificates
Okay.
because because there's quite a lot of captive bred.
Right. Okay.
They're quite an easy tortoise to breed.
Mm.
But then you've got things like Herman's tortoises which have certificates because a lot of them are wild caught
Right. Okay.
and they are
Fair
just
enough.
stolen out of the wild. So
Yeah. So he's lovely, isn't he? So what's he called? Has he got a name?
he's a Horsfield. No, he doesn't
hasn't got
actually.
a
He's
name.
he's part of the reptile club.
So there's a,
Oh.
yeah, there's Is that right?
Yeah, he's part of the Reptile Club. He's going to be one of the animals that we use for the children.
Aren't you gorgeous? You're lovely.
We actually have two of them. That's the bigger one of the two. We've got a tiny little female as well.
If that's a male, is it?
No, they're both female.
They're both females.
Yep.
Right, okay. Aren't you? I used to have a tortoise. I did have a tortoise as a child, so I'm not too bad holding a tortoise. But, oh, you're lovely. Here we go. There we are. There we are, little tortoise. Gorgeous. I know, you're lovely, aren't you? I don't want to frighten you too much. I want to put you back very gently. Oh, you've had a little poo down there, haven't you? It's good if you don't do it with my hand. There we go. No, you're gorgeous, aren't you? You're really, really nice. So, yeah, that's lovely. So we come on to this great bearded dragon.
Yeah. He's our shop mascot. He was actually given to us as a rescue.
Okay. Oh, look at you. I think you better hold him at the moment. I've stroked him. I have stroked him. But of course he's got a name, hasn't he, this one?
No, he doesn't
He
actually
still
use
hasn't
that.
got a
No,
name.
we still haven't given him a name.
We were going to use that as part of the Reptile Club.
Yeah.
So, the first winner of our first competition
Oh, he's got to
actually
name
gets
him.
to name them.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to have a name.
Yeah, he's
But yeah, we've only had him for about 2 weeks.
yeah. He lives in a visit. He lives in a visit at night, but during the day
He
he
just lives outside.
wanders around the shop and just gets on with his
Oh, fantastic.
day-to-day routine.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So what kind of food do they eat? If that's a
Crickets, locusts, mealworms, calci worms, everything really.
Yeah, his size could eat baby pinkies,
right. Okay.
little tiny day-old baby mice.
Yeah.
Generally, people overfeed them on things like mealworms and Mario worms,
Right.
which
okay.
are full fat. They're
Yeah.
full fat worms, which is what makes them bloat
Oh,
and get
okay.
really fat and lazy, basically.
So they've got to be on a strict diet, really, in a way.
Yeah.
So.
We never feed him in his tank, in his vivarium. We actually put him on the floor and then we chuck his crickets everywhere,
Yeah.
so he can actually run around and
Lovely
get
face,
himself.
isn't he? Absolutely gorgeous face. I mean,
It's very lazy.
so will he get any bigger? Is that the
He can possibly get a bit bigger,
right?
but generally when he's they stop growing to their environment.
Yeah.
So if he was bred and put in here
Yeah.
forever, he'd be half the size of these.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, he shouldn't get any bigger.
Lovely, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, so such a placid one. We're actually using him for demonstrations with the Reptile Club with
Right.
him
Okay.
because of his mannerism and his attitude. He's just absolutely perfect to be around children.
He swims in our pond as well.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, because you haven't mentioned the pond, because you've got a pond, haven't you?
Yeah.
In the middle of the shop, there's going to be a pond. So explain the pond.
Basically, the pond's just there. It's more so children could go in
Yeah.
and actually feed the turtles and things.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when you go to other pet shops, they're always in tanks, so
Okay.
you don't actually experience the feeding and looking at them and stroking them.
No.
and stuff.
On a real life
Yeah, the
pond
whole-
effect.
But we've also got fish in it as well, live lily pads and
Yeah.
water fountain. And
Oh, fantastic.
yeah, it's a nice little thing. And on the back of the pond, we have a millipede tank,
Okay.
so you can actually see the millipedes crawling around at the back of it.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's absolutely brilliant. I think he's lovely. Oh, I hope he's going to have a very good name. He's got to have a
Yeah.
nice name. A very gentle name, I think, because he's a very gentle looking lizard. Yeah, I like him. Right, okay, we better move on to the next. Before it gets scary for me. This is the spider. Not about a spider, it's a snake. So let's have a look at the spider first. I'll be the daring bit from here.
This is Brachypelma smithy, a Mexican redknee. It's
Right.
quite common, but one of your more expensive tarantulas.
So how many sorts of tarantulas are there? 'Cause I mean, people
There's
just sort of
thousands.
think tarantula. Yeah.
Thousands of different species.
Oh, he's lovely, isn't he?
Yeah, he's stunning.
Very soft. Oh, that's so soft. Oh, look, sorry,
That's all right.
tiny. That's so soft. Gorgeous, aren't you?
Yeah, he's absolutely stunning.
Beautiful. So again, how old is this one? Have you any idea? I mean, it's
This one's probably about 2 years old.
2 years.
Yeah, about that. These can live for 13, 14 years.
13, 14,
Yeah.
yeah. So they've got
Depending on
a
how you
lot
look
of
after them, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one here is absolutely stunning. It's the one that we use for phobia experiences.
Right, okay.
So we can actually get people over phobias, like Wade, for instance.
Yeah.
He did fantastic. But yeah, a lot of people won't hold him. But
I'd
They're
hold
absolutely-
him, but he'd probably run away and I'd lose
yeah,
him.
it's weird because your
Yeah.
common house spider is more dangerous than,
Yes, I can
Than
imagine
a
that
tarantula.
actually. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine that.
which is quite
fantastic. Now, yeah, I mean, okay, do they do the same with the web formats?
No.
Fin tarantulas? No, right.
Basically,
so is just a house spider more or less that does the web?
Yeah, you get your true spiders, which is things like orb weavers and stuff.
Yes.
We've got a couple of orb weavers with some babies at the minute.
Okay.
But they actually build webs to their surroundings. So basically, if you released it in here, you build a web to the full size of the room
Oh my goodness.
to catch whatever they can.
Wow.
But yeah, and you've got things like this. But basically, these do web, but they only web from objects on the ground.
Okay.
Whereas you think like Gramstola rosea, which is your common chili rose,
Right.
they build like web nets on the floor.
Yes.
You can't actually see the webs, but they are actually elevated from the floor.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Oh, how clever.
but yeah,
Really, really clever.
your common house spider can kill this, which is a bit
Really?
yeah.
Oh, how strange.
Chances, and they don't tend to bite either. It's a common misconception really. If you look on his bum, see where he's bald?
Yeah.
Basically, what they do is they flick hair
Yeah.
to irritate their
Okay.
like attacker. But this one's soft as anything really. We'd have a lot of babies in as well. We've got lot of spiderlings, which are about this big, absolutely tiny.
So I'd imagine they're going to have a lot of babies at one time.
Yeah, generally in 1,000.
Yeah, yeah. That's normal spiders or house
Yeah.
spiders.
A lot of people don't breed tarantulas because they're quite hard, and
Right.
if you do it at the wrong time, they eat each other.
Mm.
But we do. The only spider we have in at the minute with babies is our Nephilingi scrutata.
Right.
Is our orb weaving spider,
Okay.
and they've got roughly about 2,000.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And we're actually one of the first people in the country to breed,
Yeah.
to actually have successful
Well done
breeders
you.
from them.
Well done you. Absolutely brilliant.
Do you want to hold them?
Come on, Ash. Ash is here, Stone is filming this, and he's watching, and he's getting very sort of edgy watching
Would you
the
like
spider. No, I've had to go and try the snake. I mean, I'm just afraid that if I hold he's going to run away. I don't want to lose him, that's all.
That's absolutely fine.
I've now stroked him, I haven't got a problem with spiders. It's,
Yeah, tarantulas are spiders.
yeah. I've got a couple of snakes now as well.
Yeah.
I'll start with the small one.
The baby ball python. Some little girl. She's our little girl at the minute.
So how old, you say?
She was captive
Right,
bred,
13.
yeah, 13 beginning of this year. A
Okay.
little bit on February, March
Right.
time. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. How old are you? Oh, big kid.
It's not slimy like
It's
people
not
expect.
slimy at
It's not.
all.
That's the one thing we get a lot of.
It's not.
We always get people saying that,
Goodness.
oh, we expected it to be slimy and horrible.
Not. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Aren't you lovely? That's absolutely beautiful. And but obviously they shred their skins. How many times a year do you work this one?
Normally
it's a baby.
once a month. It can be longer than a
Right,
month.
okay. Okay.
A lot of it depends on the humidity and
Yeah.
the sort of the way they're treated. If they're treated nice, then they tend to shed pretty well because of growth and lighting and everything within the vivarium.
It's lovely, absolutely gorgeous. Very careful, aren't you?
Yeah, she's we have little baby corns in the shop, but she's our only baby python at the minute.
Right.
We will have more for when the shop opens.
Yeah.
So how big is she going to grow to?
It's a female, so she'll probably go to around sort of 5
Should have bought
5 foot.
5 foot, yeah.
Yeah, we've got the adult in the shop,
Mm.
and she's at about 4.5, 5
Right,
foot.
okay. Okay.
Because she's very chunky, she's like that.
Yeah, she's a
Right.
big girl.
So what do you feed?
She gets fed large pinkies,
Mm-hmm.
which are sort of mice at about 4 or 5 days old.
Right, okay.
You know, hamster babies.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how
Oh,
small
yes,
they are, yeah.
yes. I've seen plenty of hamster babies, really. Oh. Oh, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, She's awesome. She had I had some brothers and sisters for her, but they've all gone.
Right.
So she's our last one.
Yeah. So, explain how you actually house a snake. I mean, I'm going to be very naive when it comes to this. So
I keep all of mine in wooden vivariums.
right. Okay.
I make sure the vivarium that they're in, they can fully stretch their body out
yeah.
to for sort of exercising
Okay.
purposes. I have hides in there where she can hide under if she doesn't want to be played with.
Mhm.
I've got a heat bulb in one end of the corner
Okay.
to sort of warm her up, and then if she's too cold, if
Yeah.
she's too warm, sorry, she'll go to her other end where her water bowl and
Right.
everything are.
Okay.
And that's where she can, a lot of the time they lay in their water bowls to cool down. And
Okay.
so yeah, so
With amphibians, aren't they? I mean, I've got loads of frogs in my garden and toads, and watching them do the same. It's the same thing, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
It's
it's
totally
exactly
the same
thing.
Mm.
It's anything we couldn't bring.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. That's lovely. There's a bigger one about to come out.
Yep. Here's one of our female corn snakes. Oops, sorry, mate. Yeah, this is one of our. I'd say she's a sub-adult. She's not fully grown just yet.
Okay. Beautiful colouring.
Yeah, she's
Absolutely beautiful colouring.
you get a lot of different colours and morphs of corn snakes, but she's a normal. She's a normal corn.
I think you better keep it over there on it. It's a little bit cheeky, but I will feel, because I mean obviously the skin again
It's
is
soft.
going to be soft as anything.
Yeah, it's like silk.
Absolutely amazing.
This is what we're trying to do in the shop more than anything else, is get people over their misconceptions of what
Yeah.
other people have told them. Because
It's really
if
lovely.
anybody
It's
says
like
about
this.
snake to you, it's always, oh, it's slimy, it's horrible. But it's
not.
just really not
It's
like
not
that.
as anything.
So well tempered as well. Like corn snakes are your sort of beginner snakes. If you haven't owned a snake,
Yeah.
I always trying to push people towards corn snakes because their maintenance isn't
Right, okay.
isn't as much as the ball pythons or
Right.
the boas or and yeah, overall they're a very nice beginner snake for people that are sort of just starting in the reptile world.
Absolutely beautiful. So where's the native country?
South Africa. South America,
South
sorry.
America, yeah.
I was gonna mess that
Yeah.
up. Yeah, South America. Find them in sort of dusty cornfields and
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic raz.
Yeah.
So obviously their diet again is it
She's on medium mice to
Right.
large mice,
large
depending on
mice? Okay.
when she depending on how hungry she is really.
Mm.
Yeah, she's we got about 4 or 5 different adult corn snakes in the
Okay.
shop.
Got males, females.
Yeah, all different colours, reds, yellows,
Yeah.
hair colour.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
We can order in anything that people want as well. We
Yeah.
can generally
Right,
get
okay.
we can generally get anything in,
Yeah.
from tree boas to milk snakes to anything really.
Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we generally try and push people towards the more placid species,
Yes.
so that obviously they don't get bit, they don't get tagged by things,
Mm.
and it's. But the thing is, when they get bitten, it puts them off, and then that's when your animal starts getting neglected.
No, exactly. You can
Yeah.
understand. You can understand
Yeah,
that.
like
can't
if
you?
Matt gets bit, he basically just puts his hand in until it keeps getting him, and then it calms down basically.
Right. Okay. Okay.
But other people don't do that. They get bit once, and then that's it. They're
Yeah.
finished with the animal.
Yeah.
That's when it starts getting mistreated. Like they won't want to feed it in case it bites them. They won't want to clean their water out
No,
in case
exactly.
it
It's
bites
a
them.
fear.
so-
Suddenly
Yeah.
becomes a fear, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
A total fear of that animal. So that's not a good thing.
And obviously at Felixstowe Exotics, we want to try and crush that fear because I mean we get calls, days and days worth of calls saying, "Oh, I don't want my snake. It's gone for me. It's turned aggressive." And the thing is, it hasn't.
No.
It's some snakes develop what you call viv defensive,
Okay.
where it's basically where they don't want you in their viv.
Right.
And when you open the glass, they'll sort of, they'll puff up, they'll hiss at you, they'll defence strike at you.
It's kind of like when an intruder
They're looking
walks
after the
into your
territory.
house.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's protecting your home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
But yeah.
I mean, the bad thing is, when the snake does that once, people automatically think the snake's possessed.
Yeah.
So
Right,
they don't want to spend any time with it. When we're trying to teach people differently, it's just a snake,
We do get a lot of phone calls as well for removing snakes from people's gardens and stuff.
Okay.
So if anybody ever has any trouble like that, we will come out.
We just come along.
Yeah,
and
we didn't come out for a charge either, and we don't
Free
expect
of charge.
donations or anything like that. We literally just come out and we'll help you out as much as we can.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
going to end up with a home. It feels happy and you're happy with having an animal in your home.
We had
Well, it's 2 ways.
2 or 3 phone calls just over summer about adders in people's gardens.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's probably just the weather, doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
been so hot.
Yeah, but people don't realise that snakes do actually sunbathe.
Mm.
That they will go into the centre of the garden to absorb as much sun as possible.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
But they're not doing anything. They're not trying to hurt you. Do you know what I mean?
No. I got a call from a warehouse in Great Blakenham.
Yeah.
They found a
Australian house
Australian house gecko came in one of the containers.
Oh right,
And,
yes.
where to go collect it.
Mm.
They didn't know what to do with it.
No.
Amazing little thing, but
Mm.
the people at the warehouse just didn't know what it was. So
Well, they weren't expecting it, don't you?
no, you don't.
They're expecting a delivery something, but not
Yeah, we do
what
offer.
is it?
Yeah, we do offer that service to all of the container
Yeah.
companies as well.
Mm.
If they do get animals, we will go and collect them. We do have quarantine areas as well.
Right,
So
brilliant.
if we do get container animals or anything like that,
Yeah.
or rescues, we can actually take them out the back and
Okay.
look after them separately from our own livestock
Okay.
Yeah.
to eliminate disease and everything. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
but it's weird what comes in containers.
I'm sure it is. Sure it is. I mean, I'm fascinated at the moment. We've had one of those giant, is it the Spanish slugs that have appeared in our garden from somewhere. They're quite fat and big and orange underneath. Very weird. Native to Spain,
Yeah,
apparently.
I used to have
Oh,
pancake slugs.
Mm.
They're about this big, about the
Lovely.
wood, and they're
Lovely.
completely flat, paper thin flat. They're absolutely fantastic.
I think the nearest I've ever been to our house for anything like that, we had the giant land snails.
Yeah, African land snails.
Yeah, they were quite good fun.
They are until they breed.
Yes, I was going to
And then-
say.
then
Then you're
there's
giving them
trillions
away
of
left,
them.
right and centre,
That's
aren't
it,
you? You know,
yeah.
it's just
Oh, we get a lot of people trying offering us land snails.
no.
So we can take a lot of things, but obviously when we're getting millions and millions of land
Exactly, you
snails,
can't take
we-
everything,
yeah,
can you?
we have to have a limit.
You definitely can't. Right, all I can say is go along to Felixstowe Exotics. It's the 28th of September. What time are you opening?
We open at 9.
9 o'clock?
Yeah.
So make your way down there.
We will have activities for children like tattooing and things
Brilliant,
like
it's
that.
the first day.
Yeah. Stuff like that, balloons. And obviously we'll have the kiddies corner open. So if
Okay.
children do want to come,
Face
yeah,
paints and
face paints. If
Yeah.
people want to come down and just sit down, play with the animals, that's absolutely fine.
It's going to be great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're going to make an amazing success of this because it's so unique. You know,
Yeah.
it's nothing else like it in the whole, I don't know, anywhere. I mean, there's nothing
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it.
There isn't. This is what we wanted to try and achieve more than
Yeah.
anything else. It was a
Mm.
place that people can just come and relax.
Yeah,
And we did, and that's kind of what we've achieved so far. We just want people to be comfortable,
exactly.
not on the basis that you have to walk in and buy something.
Yeah,
Basically, they can come and hold things,
yeah.
play things, and get used to the animal before they decide if they want to buy it or not.
Okay.
Because a lot of people do it on a whim, and it's not the way to do it.
No, it's not. You know, it's like a dog. It's not just for Christmas. It's
Exactly.
there for life. Thank you so much, Ricky. Thank you so much, Matt, for bringing them in. I'm sure our viewers are going to love this because it's been extremely interesting.
More than welcome.
Thanks,
Awesome.
boys.
Thank you very much.
iStock Audio.